Really good episode for you today. Today we're going to cover a couple big, I don't know, just kind of broad topics. We're going to hit on, we're going to hit on some stocks that went up today in our portfolio and why they went up. And I want to give you something to pay attention to, two things to pay attention to in the next week or so. So, first of all, showed about a 4,000 gain. Actually, when we look at over the weekend as well, because that just counts today, we had a gain of about $9,800. So nice in that respect. We're going to talk about specifically the stocks that have moved, and again, they're the stocks that have taken a hit lately. So fuel cell, we're not going to count AMC. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Hall of Fame, Fuel Tech or Future Fintech rather, and Skills. And we have Next ID and Fubo right behind there. So one of the things that they were talking about, we're going to just hit on AMC for a minute, is you had the Oscars last night. So I think you have a little bit of a boom from people realizing, oh yeah, movies are out there. But the key thing to realize why the Oscars last night were really important when you're looking at your investments is that the Oscars can't happen without those movies, particularly big budget movies. And the big budget movies can't happen unless there's a big distribution network for the movies. So you can't have a Top Gun sequel where it's hundreds of millions of dollars to make, and then put it on HBO Max. Like, you just can't do that. Like, the numbers will never work, and it's the reason why they deferred all the movies last year to this year, because there's no way they're taking a bath on those movies. They need the movie theater. So with that being said, AMC, Reading, and I forget who the other one that we have invested in. That was one of the reasons that went up as well today. So that's one sector you want to pay attention to. I mean, it's free money they're going to be giving away, guys. So I would definitely get in. AMC, you might want to see them take a little bit of a bad day first and then get in. But you definitely want to get into the movies. It's free money that's going to be given to you. So, all right. So with that being said, we'll look at some of the Biden stocks, as I like to put, or actually, no, they're not even the Biden stocks. They're the other stocks that we have here that got hit, in probably the last 2 to 3 weeks. No big hits, just kind of a constant degradation. So we're going to look at specifically stocks and why they moved. So we're going to talk about Skills. That went up 28% basically over the weekend since Friday. And this is basically what happened. Is Warren Buffett, the new Warren Buffett, is kind of a lot of people are referring to her, Kathie Wood. She basically bought the stock and put it in her ARK investment. So, and they say here, upon its merger with special purpose acquisition companies SPAC Flying Eagle Acquisition, Skills was introduced to the trading community in a wild, volatile ride for Skills stockholders. So what they mean by a SPAC right here is they basically file for a ticker symbol, but they don't really have a company yet. So what they do is they buy a company, merge that company into the SPAC, and now basically they have an IPO, but you don't have to go through the IPO and all the craziness you have to do with that. So with that being said, let's take a look at what they said about Kathie Wood. So we'll go into, ARK Investment CEO and CIO, Kathie Wood talks, people listen. So basically Warren Buffett, let's take a look here. They recently added 5 million shares of Skills stock. So basically people went, holy cow, 5 million shares, that's going to send the stock price up anyway. But when they see Kathie Wood putting that many shares in her portfolio, people are going to immediately run and jump on board. Problem is, if you've been watching this video, I've had this stock for a long time. I spotted it a long time ago, and I made the move on it before Kathie Wood. Now, am I Kathie Wood? No. Was I ahead of her in this one? Absolutely. So this is a stock that I've told you about. It's actually taken a big hit, which is great for you because it's a chance to really get the stock at a cheap price. The only downside is it went down from like 35% under what I bought it for to 3%. So it's basically about break even at this point, but still a great stock to have and definitely something to consider. She bought it for a reason, and it's not to break even. All right. So next one, we're going to talk about Ellis Gaming. That is we'll get to, where is this one? I don't even own this one. I actually sold this one, which is fine. It's a great stock. I told you that I was looking to get out of the other stock, so to speak. But Ellis Gaming went up. It's a small casino and sports betting stock. That was the reason why I even got it. Boom, boom, boom. One of the reasons this guy likes Ellis is a conviction shown by management. There have been 15 open market buys in the last 12 months, totaling about 900,000 shares and no sales. So the management's buying this stock and they're not cashing it out. So that's a huge, huge deal. Ellis management has a background in hockey, which maybe that's the reason I don't own it. And it's likely to benefit from a move to Canada to allow single game betting on hockey, football, and other sports. So they're kind of wanting to be the DraftKings or the Penn National Gaming of Canada. So anyway, it's a casino stock. It's really more of a tech stock than a casino stock, but it's one that we looked at. I decided I wanted to put my money elsewhere, but obviously it went up 21% today. It's a good stock to own. I'd still wait for a bad day before you get into that stock. All right, so with that being said, I'm trying to think what's this one. All right, I'm not sure why I picked that one. That's crazy. Okay, Future Fintech. This is our Chinese cyber blockchain, cyber cryptocurrency blockchain. Basically got hammered. It was down, 40 some odd percent from when I bought it for, and it's been moving up ever since. Now it's only 25%, but it's moving in the right direction. Again, today they had a good day. It went up 19%. So they basically signed a term sheet to purchase a money payment service company. So do the math on this, guys. This is not complicated. It's not technical. You don't have to have a master's degree or anything like that. You have a blockchain payment company buying a money payment service. What they're doing is they're casting their net wide, and they're trying to basically broaden the ability for you to buy things with crypto, or you to send money to your friend with crypto, or really anything. If you go on Alibaba or AliExpress or Amazon or eBay and you're able to pay with crypto, that's kind of where they're going with this. So in a sense, what they're doing is they are investing in their infrastructure so that they're going to be able to be more readily used by the public. So as a result, the stock went up. And then last one, Hall of Fame Resort and Entertainment Company. Basically, they have them up 10.29. Over the weekend, they went up a little higher than that, so they're up about 17%. You have the draft coming up, guys. It's this simple. Football's on their mind. And again, one of the things you got to realize is, and I was watching the Oscars, my wife was watching the Oscars, is you have to, like, they did that memorial thing where they show all the people that died in the last year. And I wasn't really watching it, but I just kind of peered over and I was like, wow, they're going kind of fast. Like, you could barely even get to see the person's name for very long. And then I remembered, it's 2 years of those because they didn't have the Oscars last year. So the same thing with football. They're going to be having 2 years of football induction. So you're going to have a massive influx of people going to Canton, Ohio. Now, this stock here is not the Hall of Fame Museum. This is the resort. This is basically the people who are going there and staying there. It's their accommodations while they're there. So with that being said, we have the draft this week. Football's on people's mind, and I really think that's probably most of why the stock jumped 16% this week. So, all right, to what we always want to talk about is kind of what we're going to do going forward. So again, we'll take a look at our segments here. The other stocks, Corsair, I have a sell at 34, I think. Yeah, I think it's at 34. So I might let that sale go through. We'll see. I might decide just to bump it up and be picky on it. So it's probably what I'm going to do more than likely. 42%, 20% for Fubo and Next ID. Those are going, Next ID is going in the right direction. Fubo is getting there slowly but surely. Skills, I have a sell, or no, I don't even have a sell order on that. So we're going to let that ride a little bit. And then Verint has a 100% buy rating. So if we look at Verint up here, they have a 100% buy rating. So we're not doing anything with that right now. So other than that, Ashford Hospitality Trust, We may buy some more of that if it has a bad day, because again, we want to lower that cost basis, and its ability, once it goes back to where it should, is to make a ton of money. Cinemark, that was the other one. So AMC, Reading, and Cinemark. This is down 6%. This one is going to go way, way up, especially when you start to see these blockbuster movies being released. There'll be a lot of stuff in the news about that. Corsair, we just talked about. I'll probably bump up the sell price on that. These two, we're just going to wait and hold, wait and hold, wait and hold. Royal Caribbean, same thing as Carnival. We're going to let that go as well. And Skills, let's take a look here. Skills, we're going to do, let's see, 22. Yeah, I might put a sell order in. We'll see about that. I'll probably put it at maybe like 24, and we'll see if it hits that. So overall, we're doing pretty good. We're at 153,000 roughly. Holdings 214, margins about 61. I do want to take this margin down just to give us a chance to buy some more stocks at a little bit better price, but we're at 365, 66% of our gain from what we initially invested in, which is not bad, but it's going to go a lot higher than that. And then we're only at about 50% of the goal where we see ourselves going. So there's still a ton of gain to be had. So if you haven't bought a stock, if you're looking at one of the ones I had here, you've seen my recommendations, what I say. If you have any questions, put a message in on the video, and I'll be glad to respond back to you. I actually love doing that. So anyway, with that being said, we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, one thing too, Amazon is going to be splitting their stock. We never talk about Amazon. Amazon's going to be splitting their stock because they want to be in the Dow Jones Industrial, but their stock price is too high. So their stock, went a decent amount this way, but if you ever thought of owning Amazon stock, it's actually going to be a little bit easier to buy per share, but the amount of stock, percentage of the company is going to be exactly the same. But the last thing we want to talk about, a lot of the companies we're talking about here have earnings coming out in the next week or two. So I'm very hesitant to do anything. And the last thing that I want to see these earnings basically. And the last thing that we want to talk about today, I just saw this on one of the business networks, and so I just want to play you because this is a big deal when it gets announced because you're going to see a lot of people kind of have their eyes pop when they see these numbers. So I was watching this on Kudlow today, so not even that long ago.
Now here back at home, I think today's consensus estimate for first quarter U.S. GDP is about 6.5%.
All right, so what that means is it's January, February, and March of last year, this year, compared to January, February, March of last year. The reason it's important is January and February last year were really strong. March was a mixed bag. But to be at 6.5% year over year is pretty amazing. So you'll see that when that gets announced, it'll get people's attention, and you'll see people all of a sudden start thinking the same things that we've been talking about here is, oh my gosh, I guess the economy is really coming back, which if you've been watching these videos, it's kind of old news on that. So it hits one other one right here.
And that number is going to be printed sometime later this week. The Atlanta Fed's GDP now predicting 8.2%.
All right, so the Atlanta Fed's actually been more accurate historically over the last few years. So they're projecting 8.2. So I'm not going to tell you it's going to be 8.2. Say it's going to be around 6 something, and we'll see where it's at. But if it's an 8.2 GDP, January, February, March of this year over January, March, and February of last year, that's going to be absolutely amazing, and you're going to see a lot of the stocks that we have bought here go up. Now, how high they're going to go up, I can't tell you. But a number like this is going to wake some people up. So you heard it here first. Get your bets in. Get your stocks in. If you have any questions on what you want to buy, where you want to buy it, how much you should buy, that type of thing, let me know. Other than that, we'll see you tomorrow. To get more information on the sales cheat code, go ahead and click on the subscribe button below. Also, down below in the video description, down there, there's a link that takes you to our website that gives you additional content, some additional freebies that we have, and gives you information on some programs that we have that have been proven to help people to make sales easy so that you can make the kind of money you want, live the lifestyle that you've always wanted, and not have to struggle in the process. And what might be the coolest thing of all is you don't have to put much effort into it. It truly is a cheat code that most people don't know about. And it's a cheat code that can change your life today. So click on the link below and let me help you start to experience these results starting right now.